Hello and welcome to tonight's matchup. We've got a good one for you here as it is Project Crimson facing off against Guidance Gaming on Clubhouse. Both these teams coming off very different backgrounds in the beginnings of this season. It's Project Crimson, I believe 0-2, but coming off of two very close losses, nearly pulling out a victory last week. So definitely a team to watch out for as we move further along in the season. Thatcher getting taken off the board there, not a surprise whatsoever. Extremely strong operator in terms of utility, especially during the current meta. But with that being said, Guidance Gaming coming off a very different story. They have played this map 2 times now and have yet to lose. So a map that they are very confident on, but also a map that there's a lot of footage to be reviewed upon. So Project Crimson might have a few tricks up their sleeve to deal with some of the success that Guidance Gaming has showed over the past few weeks. Maverick getting taken off the board there for the second ban, which that will definitely focus the attackers on the Habana and Thermite, as you're definitely going to need to have 2 hard breachers on this map. There's just so much to do in terms of hard destruction. We see Mira and Echo getting taken off the board for our final 2 bans here. Once again, not a surprise. Maverick being somewhat of an off ban, but on this map, when it comes to a hard breach ban, it's just not too surprising. As I said, in terms of hard destruction, there's just a lot of room to play with. We do see Thermite and Habana getting picked here, as Maverick was taken off the board, and plenty of hard denial. And we're going to move on into Gym Bedroom for the first site, actually. Now, this is a relatively off site when it comes to, at least when they're pulling it out in the rotation here. Typically, you don't see teams pull out Gym Bedroom first, so be interesting to see what they have in store for us. We do see the castle getting picked.
Attackers
and
locate and defuse bombs.
There actually are quite a few strategies that are pretty well known, using him in the basement area to keep up on a pretty hefty roam presence on that first floor. We do see some rotates getting opened up to that first floor as we speak, but most times you will see Castle used to block off the door and or window from Jim. This will help who is ever placed within that hallway near the hot tub wall be a little bit more successful in their endeavors, denying the hard breachers from getting in if they so choose. We'll see a pretty hefty investment on the server side of this floor. They will
attackers must locate and defuse the bomb.
Look to hold off the attackers from grabbing that control for as long as possible. You will often see attackers take from that side of this floor. All right, as I said, Guidance Gaming coming off of 2 pretty strong victories here. Now that should give Project Crimson a pretty good idea of what they're facing off against here. Just narrowly missing the defender. Rotate over towards Cash there. Pretty nice angle coming out from the Thermite here, and he almost grabs a freebie, putting some damage on the mute. He's going to be sitting at about half health. Just a little over. So definitely a well-played angle from Thermite there, or a nice job capitalizing on an angle that is typically not available to you at this stage in the round. We'll see the drones going out here. IQ moving in through stock, because this can be an extremely advantageous position for her.
A bomb has been located.
LED active! Sweeping perimeter! Bomb spotted!
She will get to work on any gadget she can spot up here. Had to question maybe why she didn't pull that gadget out sooner, as she was underneath stock. She could have easily dealt with some of these mute jammers that are going to currently deny them some intel. So we see them rotate out. IQ will look to take care of a few more gadgets. From the master balcony, we see the C4 getting prepped here. Though there is nobody on the other side just yet. Swimmer is moving on over, but that C4 isn't going to land. Grenades coming out, but there is an ADS in position to stop those. Very, very heavy in the utility hold here on Cash. We do see Habana get to work here. She looks to open up that Cash wall. Make life a little bit harder for the defenders here, as they have pretty successfully held off the attackers. We're about 2 minutes in. Though the attackers have gained a little bit of control on the top floor here, they haven't gained the necessary control. We see Tevin and Boog getting the first kills in the match there. That'll be Sledge and Mute off the board. Now, two operators that you can see go. Sledge hopefully getting use out of those nades there. We did see one of them get caught off by the ADS there earlier on in the round. But nonetheless, not operators that are entirely too crucial to the later stages. But there's a lot of work to be done here. We have just about 30 seconds. And as I said, the attackers haven't made much progress. We do see Sophia swing on in through Jim. She's going to get punished from Bougie there as he takes a low ankle height, but he will be taken out by Tevin out on that master balcony. Tevin nearly able to, or Zach nearly able to find the kill on the Kaid, but he will be down. That leaves Habana in a 1v2 situation. Both of her teammates are down. She will not be able to get the plant off here. She will not be able to get the kills. A good effort nonetheless, but too tall a mountain to climb. As you find yourself in a 1v2 without diffuser, you're just really left with very few options other than to bull rush through sight and hope to catch those defenders on an off angle, but that won't be the case this time around. We are going to see Guidance Gaming take the first round as we head into Church Arsenal. Seems as though the attackers, upon making their entry on that server side, they really just hit a brick wall in terms of getting through that cache hold. They said there was a lot of utility that maybe could have been burned by the IQ playing with end stock, but she unfortunately rotated up towards cache a bit prematurely, maybe.
Use as many bombs as they can.
A lot of that utility proved to be extremely successful on the defensive side, as it allowed the defenders to root themselves in that cache area and made the attackers feel extremely uncomfortable as they look to make their push through master bedroom or through gym. So nothing too strange in terms of setup coming out here from Guidance Gaming on the top floor.
10 seconds left.
We will see a bit of utility invested on that top floor. It looks like Mute throwing a couple of jammers out, denying as much drone economy as possible, as we see some rotations getting opened up into Moto for some quick rotates if need be from that roamer playing up top. Looks as though that roamer is going to be the Mute. Vigil is up there as well. They're going to look to hold off the attackers for as long as possible. Thermite's looking to open up that dirt door as quickly as possible, but they will have to get rid of the hard denial here. Gonna have to be careful. They do have a Wamaya on the board. It is likely that there is a disc in position to stop them, but does not appear so, as they will be successful in getting dirt opened up with just under a minute in on this round. So a good pace for the attackers this time around, as we see them already inside on the top floor, though Sophia has taken a very hefty amount of damage. She's gonna have to be careful engaging in her gunfights in the future, as it'll take very little damage for her to go down here. She's gonna get pretty aggressive. He's right on into Master. Almost meets the Vigil within, but not quite yet. Boog will play this angle relatively passive, not getting over aggressive, waiting for the attackers to push their way in. And as we speak, we see Zach making his way up Master Stair, but he will be caught by B-Dog. It's going to be the Mute finding the kill onto Thermite. A rather impactful kill, though he was able to get one of those exothermics off. We see Habana making her way up the main stairs here, but she will quickly rotate off.
Diffuser has been dropped.
She does not look to follow suit. After the Thermite, we're looking at a 4v5. Once again, a minute left to go. The attack has stalled out relatively here. They have not much control in terms of a site execute, and they're still dealing with these players up top. B-Dog's gonna grab the kill onto Burnt Tricky. That'll be the Sophia finally falling. He's actually gonna find another onto Havana. That's gonna be 3 kills on the round. For B-Dog, the attackers are going to try to flush him out as the top floor roam has proven to be too difficult. They will finally drop him there as both of the attackers will wide peek. Not even the SMG-11 in that situation is going to prevail. And we are looking at a 2v3 or 20 seconds left. This is very highly unlikely for Project Crimson to take a victory here, though they will force their way onto site as there are very few options left for them at this point in time. Free Fire's coming out here. Swimmer trying to find a kill, but there are just too many angles to play with. The defense just needs to play this safe, and it's going to be an easy round win. So once again, a relatively strong start from the attackers, rather, but seems to fizzle out after that first minute. Seem to make their way in as they gather their entry, and then upon meeting the defenders or that roam presence upstairs, they just weren't able to deal with it in a timely manner, and that's going to prove to be the cause of a loss that round, or at least so it seemed. We're moving into cache CCTV for this one. This definitely being a much more traditional site in the rotation, though we're going to be seeing it last here as Guidance Gaming goes up 2-0. Opting for the bedroom first, heading down to Arsenal afterwards. Not a very offside pick whatsoever. But we do see teams bounce back and forth between preference on cache and church. So I hope to see the IQ maybe have a bit more effectiveness with that first floor play, seeing as though we are looking at a cache site here. We will see some verticality play coming from the IQ. She can be very, very effective on that first floor, if left uncontested, that is.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds left before.
Now the attackers have all of the tools to get the job done here. It really is just about allocating their resources and dealing with the roamers. Honestly, the roamers have been thorn in the foot for this team, as they have just not been able to deal with it in a timely manner. But we are still in the early stages of this game. Project Crimson have plenty of time to turn things around. We see them droning on into stock. IQ in close company with that Habana here. She will more than likely be making her way in to get rid of some of those gadgets I spoke about earlier. You see the drones come out. B-Dog on a heavy room downstairs with a rather effective presence coming out from him last round. Maybe throwing him on the Jaeger.
Bomb located by attack.
And then run this laxing room. Gotta be a good choice, possibly. See how this one plays out. You see IQ finally making her way in on that first floor here. She's gonna spot a few gadgets. You see Sophia getting to work on that hard denial. She's going to use those lifelines to her advantage, opening up the floor, making it, or at least cutting off the opportunity to trick here. But with the Kaid being on the board, he is able to just toss one of those electro claws, but with the Sophia playing underneath, it's going to be extremely hard. He gets aggressive, takes a peek here, and he's actually going to come out alive. Now we do actually see the Kaid go down, so we're looking at a 4v3. Tebin downstairs here. Aware of the Jaeger's position, though he has rotated off here. This is just going to be a waste of time for the attackers. As it seems as though they were unsuccessful in getting that top floor opened up. Kaid putting out that last electro claw before he went. Though with that floor being opened up, they could easily take care of that gadget. They're just going to have to be careful with the player on top garage here, as he does have a rather cheeky angle looking down towards that first floor area. We do see them go ahead and take care of the last electro claw, but not before Boog is able to find a kill onto that IQ. Wall gets opened up. Thermite swings on in, gets slammed by Boog. That's a double kill for him. Top of Cash there. He's feeling pretty good right now. Goes and rotates down Cash there, looking for this final kill. As we sit at a 4v1 with 20 seconds left here, Habana's probably just gonna play this one safe, talk things over with
15 seconds left.
Project Crimson a bit. Hopefully talking out some of these issues that they're experiencing in the early stages of this game. Defense is gonna sit here, play this one safe, and put another round win in their pocket.
Operators, you are out of time.
So, the IQ going down there shortly after grabbing that first Electro Claw, though getting the pick on Kai-E just proved to be very detrimental in terms of time, as we didn't see that wall getting opened up until there was already under a minute left in play, which left the few remaining attackers with very few options in terms of a site execute, as we saw Thermite pretty much just swing right in upon opening up that wall. Not finding any success, unfortunately, with the Hail Mary play. We're going to be moving back to Gym Bedroom here, as they have a full successful rotate through all sites on defense. Guidance Gaming once again looking very strong on
Attackers
this
need to
map.
locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Though it is a flip of the coin, though you have plenty of footage or VODs to review on Guidance Gaming here on Clubhouse. This is a team that plays extremely well on Clubhouse, and you were aware of that upon coming into this matchup. Seeing as though the only two matches in this season that they've played have been on this map, and they've won relatively convincingly. So a double-edged sword here. Project Crimson still plenty of time to work things
5
out.
seconds left.
Especially this will be their second time seeing this site, and we're seeing a
Bomb and defuse it.
very similar setup here, so interesting to see if the attackers have any bit of a read. Seeing the adjustments coming out from Project Crimson as they take this site for their second time. Swarmer is going to go ahead and drone in through Garage. Looks like he's getting ready to aggress. He's going to push right on in. As I said, the pace from the attackers early on has been great. They've
A bomb has been located.
been very quick to enter the building, to get engaged in these gunfights early on, but once met with opposition, they do seem to slow down quite a bit, especially in that last round, losing a few crucial operators to the final stages of that execute. Ooh, almost catching the player within bar there on a rotate. We see that soft wall get opened up. In Garage, gives you a deep angle all the way through that bar.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Now they will successfully take care of those mute jammers, though it won't be an IQ. No IQ on the board this time around, just a buck. Which is all you need. If you have eyes and a skeleton key, you may be able to pinpoint those gadgets. And we'll see them able to do so. C4 falls short once again. Habana X-Kairos pellets look to be successful. That's going to give them a little bit of wiggle room, so defenders are going to rotate off of cash as they push back through construction here. Drones coming out from the attackers as they look to grab every bit of intel possible before making a push. And they have every right to do so, as Boog has just been an absolute terror. Roam presence has been extremely strong from GG, and I can't stress that enough, as we're about 2 minutes in once again. And though the attackers made entry in a very entered in a very fast manner, rather, they have once again fizzled out at this minute mark.
Swapping mags.
Do see Tevin able to grab a kill there. That'll be the opening one for the attack. On to Don.
Loading mag.
Kaid will get taken off the board. So they have been successful in getting Hot Tub Wall opened up. Tevin successful in finding another kill. That's going to be Boog down this time around. Seems as though maybe he caught him through the hatch in construction. I'm not entirely sure. We actually have the Thermite pushing in towards bathroom here. He's just going to sneakily make his way over towards this rotate, possibly waiting for any information before going for an execute. And you see 3 kills coming out from the attackers in very quick succession, and that's going to be a round win and a very nice play from Zofia there. He's able to catch those defenders entirely off guard. They're not even looking her direction. So, push coming in a bit late, but in terms of utility, that was quite successful round for Project Crimson, and that's going to be the first round that they put on the board here. And they've definitely got to be feeling pretty good, as they now have a chance to tie up this half if they're able to carry that momentum through the next few rounds. And that slows down Guidance Gaming, as they have been playing extremely confident in these first rounds here. So that might slow down the momentum just a little bit as we head back towards Church Arsenal now.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
Now, I
by
will
attackers.
say, for the defense, losing Gym Bedroom, not entirely a huge... I wouldn't make a huge deal out of it. It's not the strongest site in rotation. You will often see teams capitalize on that site in terms of attack. So if I'm Guidance Gaming right now, I'm really not too beat up about that loss, but I'm definitely looking to build more momentum, as they would definitely like to put this at a 4-2-5-1 before letting Project Crimson catch up. And these are very capable players, so if they sleep for even just a moment,
5 seconds remaining.
they can very quickly find themselves at a 3-3 hat.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Rather interesting here is we don't see any soft destruction between sites here. Heavy road or roam presence coming from B-Dog once again. We see Boog and B-Dog upstairs. Be interesting to see how the attackers decide to deal with them this time around. They are going to have to be aware that the defense is looking to play top heavy here. Now there was some vertical destruction here. The attackers are going to be aware of that, so they will be a bit weary upon entry. Going to see Mute feeling the effects of that concussive grenade there. We see Sophia within logistics, more than likely sending one of her lifelines that way. She is going to get in an engagement with Boog, and Boog's going to come out on top, as he's been playing extremely well today, but he's going to take most of that damage right back, as he now sits at about 25 health. He will quickly rotate downstairs. Oh my goodness, as Habana just nearly misses a free kill. Neither of them ADS'd at that point in time. She will be able to capitalize on his position. Might be aware of B-Dog, but it seems as though he was able to rotate safely back down towards site. He'll be playing within Church now. So we're looking at a 4-4 with a minute 30 left to go here. Now this is a much better position than we've seen the attackers in rounds prior. They have dealt with the roam presence rather quickly this time around, and successfully at that. We look at an even player count here. They're going to go ahead and send drones on down, looking to grab any bit of intel before they set up for site execute here. The Ash playing top of secret. We do have Bougie down in blue. So this is one of those sites where the defenders can stack on this basement floor altogether. There are plenty of angles for them to work with. We do see the Thermite looking to open up that church wall. Will he be able to do so successfully? Yes, he will. The C4 is unfortunately not going to be able to take out that exothermic or a player, as he sits at full health still. Virtually both these teams sitting at full health. He's gonna have to be careful. So Mute's gonna go ahead and swing, and he will grab the kill. Great heads up play from the Mute there. He's going to give his team an advantage when they desperately needed one. Tevin's able to fire back though. That's gonna be B-Dog down. So we're looking at a 3v3 here. Ash on a sliver of hell. Swimmer swinging on in through Arsenal. He'll be able to find the kill. We see him get two.
5 seconds to
He's
go.
gonna need to grab Diffuser, or they're gonna need to find the kill. Unfortunately, Diffuser not in hand. Will he be able to get this plant down? No, he will not. Unfortunately, bad decision making coming out from the attacking team here as they hunt for that final frag, and they are unable to find it. And just due to a misplay, we will see another round to go towards Guidance Gaming. Now that one really hurts, as though you'd still have a pretty good chance as a defender winning that one, as there would be one planting, one up. So technically you are looking at a 1v1 if they are planting. They were looking at a 2v1. And fortunately for them, the attackers did not have diffuser in hand during that moment. So well played from the defender there to play that one safe. We'll hold out a little bit longer, but you've got to be kicking yourselves in the butt a little bit right now if you're Project Crimson, as that round could have very easily, if anything, been extended into a post-plant situation with guns in their favor, 2v1. All right, with that being said, we're going to move to Cash CC once again. Guidance Gaming really looking to put themselves at 5-1. But with that being said, Project Crimson has shown a bit of life in the past 2 rounds here. Kevin definitely with some strong individual performance there in that last round, giving his team the chance to win that one there. As I said, mistakes coming out at the end of that round definitely costing them the win in that case, but they are very close to capitalizing on these rounds. And I would not be surprised at all to see this half go 4-2 and to see things tie up potentially even after we move on to the second part of this matchup here. But with that being said, they are going to have to keep up their more recent pace, and it looks like they look to do so as they very quickly move in towards stocks. We're just 30 seconds in. Attackers take control over bar as well. So they have a rather efficient drone setup here, as they are going to drone Ash on in. B-Dog's able to find the opening kill, though. He's been a rather effective player and a pretty consistent player throughout this whole season for Guidance Gaming. We'll have to be careful, though, as it seems that Buck is aware of their position. There's a drone currently set up on that main stair, and he's actually going to turn away. This could prove to be extremely impactful to Jaeger. As they play it safe on that main stair for now. They will look to wreak havoc later on in the round. The attackers will have to be wary as they move forward, but they are going to be successful in getting this cache wall open. No, they will not, as we see that exothermic get burned away from the electro claw there. They're going to have to be careful, and that'll be both exothermics taken off the board as they're not able to find any success with the hard breach this time around. Definitely aided in their successful round win on Hot Tub, or on
Bomb located by attackers.
Gym Master, rather. So, be interesting to see where they put the Hibana. As we looking at a 3v5 here.
A bomb has been located.
He has one set of X-Kairos pellets left. The defenders are just going to sit pretty as they're looking at a 5v3 here. They really just need to hold angles, play for trades, and there's not much that the attacking team is going to be able to do to stop them. See, they've once again very little progress in terms of actually getting in towards sight. We see Hibana fall. That's B-Dog with his second kill of the round. Bug's able to tack on with another. Tevin falls. We're looking at a 1v5. Zach's still outside. He's probably just going to sit this one out, talk things over with their team, and see what they're able to adjust as they move towards defense on the second half of this matchup.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go.
Doc taking a gunfight there, both looking to stat their pets, maybe just a little bit, but nobody's going to grab the kill.
You are out of time.
But nonetheless, that's going to be another win for Guidance Gaming. They take the half 5-1. As they have continued in their third match of this season to look extremely strong here on Clubhouse. But this is a relatively defender-sided map, though attacking teams have fleshed out the strategies just a bit. We've seen a lot more success in terms of attack. I would still say this is a relatively defender-sided map. So I guess it's not all that surprising to see a pretty defender-sided half, and we'll see if Project Crimson's able to replicate those results as they move on to defense now, and we see them take the more traditional sight hold of Cash CC for their first and rotate.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
We see a rather similar setup coming out from Guidance Gaming here. So we'll have the IQ on hand. We saw those in the earlier rounds coming out from Project Crimson, though they did opt for, you know, other operator selections later on. IQ is extremely useful on this site in particular in terms of that vertical
10 seconds to go.
control in terms of destruction of gadgets.
5 seconds to go.
We'll be able to make quick work if they're able to secure that first floor safely
Locate a bomb and defuse it.
of these mute jammers and these bandit charges. So we do see a presence here on the bottom floor from Jaeger. He's going to be roaming all the way down in the basement, something similar to what we saw from B-Dog. So you will often see the defenders play a rather deep roam on this map. There is a lot of map to drone out, so if played properly, defenders can sneak by. That's why you will see so many wild roams on this map be successful. There's a lot of real estate for the defenders to work with.
A bomb has been
But
located.
we will see the majority of their team stacked within sight. Swimmer actually has rotated up back towards sight. Attackers have taken quick control over construction. And almost all of the top floor for that matter, we see GG making very quick work of that top floor as they've gained control over master bedroom. Looks like they're gearing up for a construction take towards cash. We have seen nobody come to work on that server wall just yet. Looks as though they will focus most of their hard breach utility in on the construction wall. C4 does come out. It's not going to net the kill. The thermite charge is actually going to be successful. Dot does sit at about half health now. But with that, construction wall is opened up. That's going to allow the attackers a lot of angles to play with, and definitely makes the defense feel a lot less comfortable in terms of holding this site now, especially with the player count that was sitting up top. You will see one immediately begin to rotate as Zach's looking for the flank downstairs. He's going to be able to find it, but he will immediately get traded back out. We see a flurry of kills coming out from GG here. As Mute's fighting back, he's somehow able to find a triple kill. Make it 4. What just happened? I'm lost, folks. Mute, in a seemingly impossible situation, comes out on top with a quad kill as that round looked to be all but finished. All right, we're looking at a 5v2, and with that, maybe a bit of life injected into Project Crimson as they take a round that should have been Guidance Gaming's all the way. So a nice job from the attackers there, but maybe just a bit of negligence when it comes to the intel on that last player. We saw them swing in towards sight rather aggressively after grabbing the advantage in player count, as we saw a slew of kills come out in favor of Guidance Gaming, but that last player proved to
Attackers
be
need to locate and defuse bombs.
a bit too much to handle, as that shotgun can be incredibly strong in those close quarter situations, especially when the attacking team is unaware of your position. So we see that one go the way of Project Crimson. As the Mute mows down the entire attacking team with the shotgun, we're going to move down towards Church Arsenal. I'm sure they're looking for more than a miracle this time for a victory.
10 seconds to go.
So that can be rather unreliable for Mute to pull off quad kills in those scenarios, but nonetheless, that gives them another round on the board here and puts them one step closer towards climbing their way back. Now, with that being said, Guidance Gaming looking pretty strong on that attack. Like I said, just one mistake costing them the round there, that mistake being quite a large one, as the position of that player proved to be devastating. Nonetheless, a great round from the attacking team as they got entry almost immediately and began to get to work on opening up site, taking care of a lot of that utility. We see a pretty aggressive fight coming out from Zach here on dirt. He will be using the AUG. He's going to do a bit of damage as they trade damage out. One going down. He's going to need to be careful. The other player is coming over here for the trade, and he's going to be able to find it. Maybe getting just a bit too greedy. That position there, and it'll cost him. But we are looking at 4-4, so not entirely a loss, as he was able to confirm the kill onto Bougie. That'll be the Sophia taken off the board, and that is a lot of utility taken out early on, as we're just at 2 minutes left in this round. Bug able to find a nice kill with the grenade. It's actually taking out the Jaeger. That might be a bit ironic, but nonetheless, that's another player off the board for the defense. So now they're looking at a 3v4. They're going to need to play this one incredibly safe, as the attackers will start to sink their teeth in the sight here before not going to connect, as we see that one get caught by Bug. See it. Mute getting incredibly close to an engagement over here towards blues. Both of the attacking players are stacked in blue. One's not going to spot the player prone and bar though. We do see B-Dog looking to aggress here, as they are literally just inches away from one another. Only thing separating them is the hard wall here. C4 coming out, but it's probably a bit too deep. It's going to finish one kill, but B-Dog's still there. They're going to reload, unfortunately, and that will cost them. We're looking at 2v2. Mute swings through blue, finds the pick onto Habana, but is unaware of the position in dirt. That's going to be Dog grabbing a kill. Little bit confused there, as there had been a dirt presence this entire round, so maybe just... Oh, the pinch coming out. Maestro looking for one, but he's not going to find one, let alone two, as Daunt collapses in tandem with his teammate. And that'll be an easy kill there, and an easy win for the attackers as well. And that's going to put them at 6-3, 6-2 rather. Match point. And they've got to be feeling pretty good in this scenario, as they've just one last round to win here if they're able to take this one away. But it's not over yet. We have seen crazier things, and Project Crimson is definitely a capable team. They are sitting on defense, and they will be heading back down to Church Arsenal. So with all that being said, they are in the best possible situation to pull back from this. They are sitting on defense on a relatively attacker-sided map here. If they're able to gain any type of momentum, they might be able to carry that one through towards overtime, but that is a very, very long ways away, and they have a lot of work to do if they look to get even remotely close to doing so. Guidance Gaming definitely not looking to let that happen, and they've been playing pretty strong, so we'll see what is in store for us as we move forward onto this potential match point.
10 seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds left before
The attackers getting the drones in place for a quick sweep of the map.
Attackers must locate and
Your drone economy must be, or your droning must be efficient on this map. As I said, there is a lot of real estate to work with here in terms of defense, so you're going to need to clear out those top two floors in order to make a safe execute here on Church Arsenal. Alright, so Thermite was able to get in towards dirt rather quickly last time around. Looks like he looks to repeat those results, nearly catching some toe damage there. Defenders looking for that angle on the drone hole. Not going to find any damage though. Dirt's going to get opened up, and they will wisely back off this time around. But we do see the Mute playing a not as aggressive angle in dirt this time around. They were quick to lose one in terms of that trade. Just see Burnt Chicky playing just underneath kitchen here. He's looking to deal with some of the soft destruction that's about to come through. That is expected. You'll see teams make quick work of the kitchen, floor, and hallway out there. as that provides them many angles in towards sight. It makes it a lot harder for this defense to roam around or rotate properly mid-round. We're actually going to see them the attacking team be quite successful in terms of utility. We're about a minute in here. Both hatches are opened up, and they've got top floor control with a lot of vertical angles established. So great use of utility and time on the attacking side of things here. Though we are still looking at a 5-5, so they have all the map control in the world. But in terms of player count, we are looking at a very even matchup. You possibly getting a little bit antsy, but there's actually nobody playing within dirt at this moment. The Habana opening up an angle in towards church. Now, this is going to make it a lot harder for anybody to play safely behind bars. The attackers position themselves in on motor. They're going to open up that church wall, catch the defender making a rotate out from behind bar. Beautifully played there from the attacking team to get that kill. And we're going to see Bougie tag on with another one. That's Sophia able to find their first kill of the round. They're going to get traded out from Kaid though, and we're looking at a 2v4 or 3 rather quickly as Boog is down. This is doable for the defense, but it's going to be mighty hard as the attackers are going to be positioned in a post-plant situation. And they're going to be playing these angles safe, and as they should. Just like that, we see Guidance Gaming take another win on Clubhouse. They have been extremely proficient on this map, and they continue to prove why. So they win this one 7-2, an extremely convincing win on their side. As they continue to look very, very strong on Clubhouse, this might be a reminder for other teams not to take them there anymore, though there's plenty of footage to work upon. No team's able to take them down quite yet. Great game coming out from both of these teams. Nonetheless, as I said, Project Crimson, a very capable team, is unable to find the victory that time around. But with that, that is it for this matchup. Stay tuned. There are more matchups tonight. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening.